Tonight, a leading scientist tries to convince his colleagues that paranormal metal bending is a suitable topic for research. And a leading conjurer...
Now, I'd said there that, in fact, you're now taking a break from newscasting and you're doing your documentaries, and you're doing one about psychic phenomena, or is it just your personal response to things psychic?
The experiments are conducted under the watchful eye of Dr. Carl Sargent. Unlike many of his scientific colleagues, he believes in the existence of ESP and hopes to prove by repeating the experiment in controlled conditions that most of us do.
The spiritual world is so, well, it's ignored by a lot of people. That's why they don't get troubled by it. And even a lot of Christians may think, oh, there's no such thing as the devil, you know. But if there's a personal God, if you can believe in such a person as God, you've got to believe that there's a personal devil.
To each is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the common good.
To one is given through the Spirit the utterance of wisdom, and to another the utterance of knowledge, according to the same Spirit. To another faith by the same Spirit. To another...
For just as the body is one, and has many members, and all the members of the body, though many, are one body, so it is with Christ. For by one Spirit you were all baptized into one body, Jews or Greeks, slaves or free, and all were made to drink of the one Spirit.
Till someone told me Jesus came to save. When he said, come home to me.
Believe in the devil in the sense of a superhuman personality, as it were, independent of human beings.
Yes, I believe that in the world that God has created, there is a very powerful force, personal force, that Satan is the head, as it were, of this great force, supernatural power, and he has many who work under him, who are called evil spirits or demons.
So that if the devil takes possession...
No, I don't believe in a devil with horns and tail, but I do believe the devil is a person. That he was a created angel of God that rebelled in heaven and was thrown out of heaven, cast down from heaven. We believe that it's not just an influence or principle of evil, but that there is an intelligence, there's a mind, there's a person behind the injustices and wrongs of this world.
Good evening. I'm a scientist, a research psychologist, in fact, and in tonight's programme I'm going to cross-question an old friend, the author Colin Wilson, about his views on science and its limitations, and his preoccupation with what I consider to be the barren and rather time-wasting world of the occult.
Well, I want to turn to the paranormal in some detail. The paranormal involves the phenomenon of, for example, levitation, precognition, voices from the dead, the whole area which, to establish science, is impossible. Sadly enough.
Chairman, my name is Ellison. I'm a professor of electrical engineering and a member of council of the Society for Psychical Research. The psychic phenomena studied by Professor Taylor are so unlike anything to which scientists who have not had experience of them are familiar that I do not blame them at all for requiring evidence of an exceptionally high standard.
For 75 trials, the critical region is 21 or more, and we see that the size is actually 0.060. So now you're going to tell us just how many correct guesses there were.
Well, I'm afraid we only managed 16.
16 is not in the critical region. So I, for one, will go on being sceptical about the existence of telepathy.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Joy. We couldn't convince Brian, but I'm convinced that
This is Elizabeth and this is Lois, but I assume that you would both call yourselves white witches. Is that right?
That's correct.
White, okay.
And there is genuine BBC money-raising incense, folks.
Now, have you got that by chopping up something from the BBC canteen? Or
No, I didn't have to do that, as a matter of fact. I have about 100 bottles of gubbins at home.
Started scrawling across the paper in a handwriting that wasn't my own, and I didn't know what I was writing. And it shook me, and I think I tore it up at the time. I didn't know what I'd written. It was incomprehensible. It was illegible. And after that, nothing happened for 4 days. There was no poltergeist activity at all. And then it started happening again.
Anne and Barry, he's a British Rail Guard, were delighted with their new home for the first few months. Then their children began to experience the kind of unearthly happenings that make the flesh creep and the blood run cold.
It all started in the front bedroom, the little bedroom, and the little girl woke up every night crying and saying about somebody rubbing the side of her face. She then described a boy standing beside the bed that looked like Philip but was older. So we moved her out and we put the youngest boy in. He went in there, and the first night he was in there, he woke us up screaming, and when my wife went in there, he was saying, "Get it away from me, get it away from me."
All the lights got out. Oh.
It's round the lamp, right way across the room, and pulled it out of the socket.
Quick, turn the lamp off.
Is anybody there?
No.
Who's there?
Doctor
Doctor who?
Poltergeists seem to thrive on an atmosphere of tension that is partly sexual. The fact that most of the focuses are adolescents seems to contribute to the mischievous nature of the effects, leading some to suggest that the kids are faking or enjoying a laugh at the expense of the investigators. But to create all the bizarre effects that went on in this house either involves a gigantic conspiracy with the neighbours or a disruption in our laws of mind and matter.
All right? Please go away. I can't say any more to you now. Goodbye. Goodbye.
And there's been a happy ending to the tale of the teenage cadets missing on Dartmoor. They're alive and well, thanks largely to the efforts of a psychic medium who saw them walking somewhere near a monument on Brat's Tor.